welcome to another edition of Did You Know Doctor Who, or what you may or may not have known about Doctor Who. This time we're going to have a look at Cold War. Not the Cold War, or the second Cold War that we're arguably in right now, but rather the episode Cold War. I hope you enjoyed. And yes, that was a completely crap joke. Bringing back the Ice Warriors was Mark Gatiss' idea, as Moffat felt as if the Ice Warriors were too silly looking to come back. However, this episode and the positive reception it got allowed the Ice Warriors to return for good. This is the first and only time, for good, that we see under the Ice Warriors' armour. The story was written to be a love letter to the base undersea stories from the Patrick Troughton era, where the Ice Warriors first appeared. Unlike other returning monsters, the Ice Warriors only had a slight change, which was the Lego hands and the armour having some tweaks. This was because Gatiss wanted the design to remain mostly the same. Originally, the Ice Warrior without armour was to be an animatronic, not the terrible CGI. While the Ice Warriors had not been in since the Monsters of Peladon, there was an idea for the Ice Warriors to appear in a 6th Doctor story, but it never came to be. A 7th Doctor story called Ice Time featured the Ice Warriors and would have been the send-off for Ace as well. The choice of 1983 as the year was based on the fact that the real Cold War was close to becoming hot on multiple occasions in several close calls. The interior of the TARDIS is not shown at any moment in the story. All camera shots of the submarine outside underwater used a small-scaled model. The script of the story was created when Gatiss and Moffat were producing an episode of Sherlock. When the Doctor says, just this once, no disassembling, no psychic paper, no pretending to be an Earth ambassador, it refers to the Curse of Peladon, where the Doctor and Joe Grant pretend to be Earth's ambassadors. The original script was similar to Terminator, in that Skaldak was intended to be a time traveller coming back from the 31st century to stir up nuclear apocalypse so that he could prevent mankind from invading Mars in the future. Grizenko was intended to be a villain seeking to convince the Ice Warrior to serve the Russian cause. Skaldak methods included mind control over the Doctor's companion, at that point a Victorian governess called Beryl, and the final resolution would have seen him killed by a Russian submariner, with the remaining crew of the Doctor and Beryl escaping into a British submarine called the Redoubt. I do apologise in advance if I pronounce these names wrong, because I really don't know Russian names that well. But the names of the Russian crew are derived from several sources, both historical and literal. Stephenson is named after Sergei Stephenson, Prime Minister of Russia under President Boris Yeltsin. Zergov is named after the Red Army General Georgy Zergov, who helped liberate Europe during World War II. Onegin comes from the 1825 novel Eugene Onegin by Alexander Pushkin. There is a reference to the Crotons in the fact that the TARDIS's HADS, Hostile Action Displacement System, is set off. This story, whilst not physically appearing, is the first time female Ice Warriors are mentioned, with Skaldak's daughter being the first. The idea of a Russian enjoying American music is actually true. Many Russians would pirate or illegally find US media to enjoy. And that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed. Cold War is in Series 7, which is often lambarded as a bad series, although I don't think it's as bad as Series 6, personally. I think that it does have some stronger stories and some decent stories here and there. Cold War is definitely considered by many as probably the best of the season, and for obvious reason. It's a very good story. It's a decent story. It's not particularly memorable, but it does reintroduce the Ice Warriors and reintroduces them very, very well. It doesn't depict them as these evil monsters that just want to kill everything, but rather a species that does have personality, a species that does have thought and emotion, and I really like that, and I really like the redesign of the Ice Warriors. It's still more or less the same, but with an updated look. Overall, this is a very good story, and it's a great reintroduction of the Ice Warriors to the modern era. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Did You Know Doctor Who, and I'll see you next time.